Should you get a filmmaking job or just work as a freelancer? Well, in today's video, I'm gonna share my experience both as an employed filmmaker and as a freelancer, and hopefully help you make the right decision for yourself.
Here we go.
If you're new here, I'm Tony Slay, a cinematographer, music producer, and recording artist. I currently run my own film and music production business, but I've been employed before as a videographer. Worked on crazy projects with Netflix, Puma, Mercedes-Benz, just to mention a few. I was employed as a videographer for about 4 years, working at an advertising agency, then I moved to a film production company, and my last job was at a real estate company. In the summer of 2024, I decided to go all in on freelancing after losing my job.
Well, what happened? Did you get fired, or is there going to be like a hearing?
I got fired.
Having been self-employed for over 6 months now, I'd like to share my experience in both worlds, citing both the pros and the cons of the two sides. Being employed as a videographer or filmmaker is pretty fun. You get paid to do what you love every day. Like, very few of that luxury, man. If you're not out filming, you're either editing or preparing for the next project. You never have to worry about getting clients because there's someone who does that for you. Now, that's the dream. Until it's not. But we'll get to that. See, with employment, you almost never have to worry about going broke because regardless of whether you worked on 10 projects or 0 projects that month, your salary is guaranteed, taxes paid, and insurance is covered. Like, your financial security is always there, or almost always there, I can say. You also never have to worry about gear because it's not your duty to upgrade the company's gear. Your work is just to write, film, edit, repeat. Isn't it? We shall also get to that. The best part of being employed is that in some companies, the team might be super cool with a bunch of extremely talented colleagues that might be fun to work with. You can also learn a lot of stuff in such an environment, share ideas, and have fun working together. Unlike freelancing, it almost never gets lonely when you're employed in a company. You always have people to talk to, have some coffee or tea together, and yeah, talk about the game over the weekend, or that new film that just dropped, or that new gear that just got launched. Like, I bet you understand what I mean, right? But that only happens when the team is right. If the team is toxic, then it might be different. The best thing about being a freelancer is the freedom that comes with it. I get to plan my days however I want, go on holiday whenever I feel like, work from wherever I want, and yeah, that's fun. But there's also a side of it that I'll share in a minute. Being able to say no to projects that you don't like is also a luxury for freelancers. As long as you have enough projects and finances to sustain you, that's awesome. I find it to be cool. Getting paid per project rather than a monthly salary is both good and bad, but yeah, I think we'll get to that again later on in the video. Being able to negotiate everything according to your own terms is also a luxury that most employees lack, but it also has two sides that we shall cover later on in the video. As a freelancer, you also have the luxury to choose which projects you want to work on and maybe niche down to what you enjoy the most. Freelancing also comes with the creative freedom as you get to pitch your ideas to the clients directly rather than to a boss, and most of the time even the boss has no idea about what you're talking about. Chances are you're also gonna make more money as a freelancer. All you need to do is acquire the right skills to attract the right clients. Once the money starts coming in, you'll quickly realize that the efforts were worth it. I know guys that work just about 10 days a month because they have high-paying clients that they just need 2 projects a month or something like that to make over 20k. See, when you work for a company, there will be someone doing the dirty work for you, just to make sure you never have to deal with clients directly. The problem is, this guy won't care about the type or nature of the project. All that he's gonna care about is the amount of money that the project will bring in. In most cases, this person is just a great salesman who understands nothing about filmmaking other than closing deals. So, this guy will close whichever deal makes sense to him and the company financially, even though the project might be ridiculous for you as a videographer. Most of these guys won't even discuss with the client about the creative side of the project. I remember one of my employers closing a big money deal, promising a lot of stuff that I couldn't do at the time. Then, when I asked, who's gonna do all this stuff? He was like, you! And I stood there like, what the heck? I have so many similar stories where I was forced to do stuff just because I didn't want to risk getting fired by saying no. But I don't want this video to be depressing, so I'll just spare them for another time. On the other hand, freelancing is also super tricky. You have to look for clients yourself, negotiate prices, draft contracts, plan the shoots, film, edit, deliver, write invoices. Like, you literally do everything by yourself. I know there'll be someone in the comments section saying,
but you can just outsource some of this stuff.
Which is true, but not when you're starting out. When you're starting out, you're all alone. Let's take a minute and talk money. Just like I said, a job comes with financial security, but freelancing, you've got to work on something to bring in the cash, and this is where it gets complicated. However, the biggest difference here is it doesn't matter if the project or the projects that you worked on brought the company $100,000 net profit or $0 that month. Your salary will remain the same. Although it's guaranteed, it will remain the same. But as a freelancer, 100,000 net profit, it's gonna go into my pocket, baby. You know what I'm saying? This is why I have a problem with most employers. No matter how much you bring the company, most employers will never give you a raise or even just a bonus as an appreciation for the good work. If you've got an employer that gives you a raise or a bonus for every project that you put out, man, you better stick with that guy. With great freedom comes great responsibility. The fact that you're your own boss means you'll need great discipline, or else you'll quickly run broke. You'll need to learn different skills like sales, taxes, man, even law, bro. All while working. It's not a joke. You've got to have all this knowledge. The luxury to work on the types of projects that you like is pretty limited, as your favorite niche might be having less demand or even be paying poorly. For example, I'm a sucker for music videos, but the demand has gone down at the moment. And unless you're well connected with the labels, you won't land any good budget music videos, which is frustrating sometimes, but that's life. That's life, baby. The fact that you get paid per project also means you need to be having lots of projects going on, because if you make $0 as a freelancer, my friend, you're getting evicted. Although you have the luxury to negotiate deals according to your own terms, lack of enough experience might lead you to undercharge. This is gonna make you leave a lot of money on the table. You might also find yourself overcharging, and this might scare away potential clients. So you've got to learn how to strike a balance and know the sweet spot. Where should you play? You know what I'm saying? Lack of a proper team might lead to burnout, as you'll be forced to do everything by yourself. This can also lead to high stress levels and feelings of loneliness, which might eventually lead to mental health issues. And you don't want to have that, especially as a freelancer, because if you don't have enough money saved up, you can't take breaks, you know? So, what do I think is better? Getting a filmmaking job or working as a freelancer? I think the answer is simple. If you're just getting started, I'd advise you to get a job and learn more from your colleagues, gain more experience, have a stable source of income, network, save money. Then you can start getting side gigs, maybe start a YouTube channel, all while still working on your full-time job. As long as the team is good and you have a great employer, I'd say stick to the job. Let no one pressure you into leaving your job. Unless you have a talent for entrepreneurship, please don't quit your job. Like, for real, I'm being serious. But if you have great sales skills and your storytelling skills with the cameras are top notch, then I'd advise you to still get a job, bro. Or at least an internship first, just to understand how to run a company from inside. Then you can slowly transition with side gigs, then reducing your working hours as you scale up until you finally quit when the time is right. Don't quit too early because you'll regret. And also, don't just quit without a plan. You'll also regret that. Woo! Anyway, if you got value from this video, kindly give it a thumbs up or like this video and consider subscribing to the channel. Otherwise, thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Blessings.